We already discussed how to make a grouped frequency table. The next we go to the next part, that one is histogram. Histogram is a graphical representation of data. Okay, as like the bar graph, this also is the same, the bar graph, but what is the difference? In the case of bar graph, we draw the graph based on single data. Here we draw in the graph on the base of grouped data. Okay, I think you are remembering now how to draw the bar, how to be constructed the bar graph, correct? Then we have the two columns. The first one is mark and number of students, correct? Number of students like this. Then mark is 10, 25, then 35, 17, 40, 2 like this. Then after we draw the graph, a bar graph, we mark on the x-axis the things that is based on the mark. This is 0. Then marks are 20, 35, 20, 35 and 40. Then we take the unit distance on the y-axis, correct? Unit distance on the y-axis. Least one is 2 and highest one is 17. So take the unit distance as 5, 15 and 20. Okay, it's possible to take the one as a unit distance. Okay, so the first 20, the mark 20, what is the frequency? Frequency is 5. Then we draw the bar like this, correct? We draw the bar like this. The next 35, 17, then 17 almost here, suppose, then 35. We draw the graph like this. I think you are remembering, correct? Then 40 is 2, then 2 is less than 2, and we draw the graph like this. Then what is the difference? Here we have the gap in between each bar, correct? നമ്മൾ ഇങ്ങനെ വരയ്ക്കുന്ന അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇങ്ങനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് വരച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നത്? ബാർ ഗ്രാഫ് വരച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ബാർ ഗ്രാഫ് വരയ്ക്കുമ്പോൾ ഈസ് എ സിംഗിൾ ബാർ ഗ്രാഫ്. വി ഹാവ് എ ഗ്യാപ്പ് ഇൻ ബിറ്റ്വീൻ ഈച്ച് ബാർ, അല്ലേ? വൈ ആക്സിസിന് ആദ്യത്തെ ബാറിലേക്ക് ഒരു ഗ്യാപ്പ് ഉണ്ടാവും. ഫസ്റ്റ് ബാറിന്ന് രണ്ടാമത്തെ ബാറിലേക്ക് എന്തുണ്ടാവും? ഒരു ഗ്യാപ്പ് ഉണ്ടാവും. സെയിം വി ഹാവ് എ ഈക്വൽ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ്, equal gap in between each bar. We draw this type of two type of graph. What is that? Single bar graph and a double bar graph. This type of graph is based on single frequency table. As like this, we know how to make a frequency table. This type of bar graph is based on single frequency table. Here we are discussing about the graph based on grouped frequency table. Okay, the graph based on grouped frequency table, that type of bar graph is called histogram. Histogram is also a bar graph representing grouped frequency table. We are discussing one example for drawing the histogram. The question is like this: draw the histogram of the following. Here is given the class and the frequency of the class. Okay, then we know we studied some particular terms in the last class, correct? So in the first class, what we call it? 0. 0 is called lower limit, correct? The least number, we have the two boundary there. The least boundary is called lower limit and the highest boundary is called upper limit. Then in the first class, 0 is the lower limit and 10 is the upper limit. The second class, 10 is the lower limit and 20 is the upper limit, correct? So what is the difference between each boundary? What is the difference between each boundary of each classes? The difference between the boundaries of each class is 10, correct? The first class, the difference of 10 and 0 is 10, 20 and 10 is 10, 30 and 20 is 10. As like everything, all the classes, we have the difference between the upper limit and lower limit is 10. And what we call it, the 10. The difference between the upper limit and lower limit is called class size or class width, correct? class size or class width. Then what is the class size or class width of this each class? The class size is 10. Okay, so then what is next? We need to draw the histogram, the bar graph of this table. Okay, so we know the classes we mark on the x-axis and the frequency we marked on the y-axis. Okay, then is y, the meeting point we denoting o or origin. Okay, then this one is x-axis. So we mark first y, x and o. Okay, the value of o is 0. Then first we need to mark classes on the x-axis. There is no change. What are given the classes there, we mark the same. ഓക്കെ, എന്താണോ ക്ലാസ്സസ് തന്നിരിക്കുന്നത് അത് അതേപോലെ എവിടെ മാർക്ക് ചെയ്യാം, നമുക്ക് എക്സ് ആക്സിസിൽ മാർക്ക് ചെയ്യാം. ഓക്കെ, അവിടെ ഒന്നും ചെയ്യാനില്ല, അത് അതേപോലെ തന്നെ മാർക്ക് ചെയ്യാം. വേർ വി സ്റ്റാർട്ടിങ് ഫ്രം 0. ഓക്കെ, ദെൻ ദ 0 ഈസ് ദ intersecting point of x-axis and y-axis. Then here we marking 0. This don't forget to mark the 0 all the cases. Is not given then time also, that time also you just mark the 0. Then where is the first numbers? Then 0 to 60, correct. Then to take the equal distance for all the numbers, okay, is to take the 1 centimeter distance from 0 to first number, take 1 centimeter to all the cases. ഓക്കെ, ആദ്യത്തെ നമ്പർ മാർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നത് 1 സെൻറ്റിമീറ്റർ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസിലാണെങ്കിൽ എല്ലാ നമ്പറും മാർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നത് എത്ര സെൻറ്റിമീറ്ററിലായിരിക്കണം, 1 സെൻറ്റിമീറ്ററിലായിരിക്കണം. സോ ടേക്ക് ദ ഈക്വൽ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് ഫോർ ടു മാർക്ക് all the numbers, all the boundaries. Okay, we need to mark 0 to 60, then 10. When we start to mark, the first number is 10, 20, yes, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, then don't forget to take the distance, equal distance. Okay, what is the distance you take from 0 to 10? The same distance to keep 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50 and 50 to 60. Okay, that is a very important. Next in the y-axis we need to mark the frequencies. ഓക്കെ, വൈ ആക്സിൽ എന്താണ് മാർക്ക് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് മക്കളെ, ഫ്രീക്വൻസീസ് ആണ് മാർക്ക് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. സോ ഇറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് പോസിബിൾ ടു ടേക്ക് ദ ഫ്രീക്വൻസീസ് ആസ് ലൈക്ക് വാട്ട് ആർ ഗിവൺ ദെയർ. ഓക്കെ, നമുക്ക് ഒരിക്കലും തന്നതുപോലെ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് മാർക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി പറ്റില്ല, ഫ്രീക്വൻസീസ് മാർക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി പറ്റില്ല. സോ ടു മാർക്ക് ദ ഫ്രീക്വൻസി വി നീഡ് ടു ടേക്ക് എ യൂണിറ്റ് ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് ദെയർ. ഓക്കെ, സോ for to mark the unit distance, first you mark what is the least one we need to mark, that is 1. What is the highest one we need to mark, that one is 21. So we need to mark here 1 to 21. Okay, so 1 to 21 is a least number, then is possible to take as the first number as 1. That means the unit distance as 1. Okay, or also is possible to take the first number as 2. If we choose the unit distance as 2, then what is the next number? The next number is you must keep there the distance as 2. Then the first distance is 2, then again the second number and the first number distance is also 2. That means 2 plus 2 is equal to 4 is the second number. Then 6 is the third number, 8 is the next number, then 10 is the next, as like that. That means you must keep the distance, the difference between the each number is 2. That distance is called unit distance. What is the distance we take first? If we choose the first number as 3, friend, the distance is 3, 0 to 3, distance is 3. Then you should keep the distance from all the numbers as 3. Okay, ആദ്യത്തെ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് നമ്മൾ ആദ്യത്തെ നമ്പർ 3 മാർക്ക് ചെയ്താൽ 0 നിന്ന് 3ലേക്കുള്ള ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് 3 ആണ്. അതിനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് വിളിക്കുന്നത്, യൂണിറ്റ് ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് എന്ന് വിളിക്കുന്നത്. ആ യൂണിറ്റ് ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് എപ്പോഴും എന്തായിരിക്കണം, സെയിം ആയിരിക്കണം. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എല്ലാ നമ്പേഴ്സ് തമ്മിലുള്ള ഡിഫറൻസും എത്രയായിരിക്കണം, 3 ആയിരിക്കണം. ഫസ്റ്റ് 3 ആണെങ്കിൽ രണ്ടാമത്തെ 3 ആയിരിക്കും. 3 + 3 6, then 9, then 12, like this. Okay, here is possible to choose any number. That is your idea. Is a bigger one, choose the unit distance as bigger. It's a 1000 value like this, then you choose the unit distance as 100. Not a problem there, but you should keep the distance same in all the cases. Okay, if we take the unit distance as small, the graph is accurate. നമ്മൾ എടുക്കുന്ന നമ്പർ ഏറ്റവും ചെറുതാകത്തോറും ഗ്രാഫ് എന്തായിരിക്കും? ആക്യുറേറ്റ് ആയിരിക്കും, കൃത്യത ഉണ്ടാവും അതിന്. 1 എടുത്ത് വരക്കുമ്പോൾ അത് കുറച്ചും കൂടെ കൃത്യമായിരിക്കും. ബട്ട് ഇസ് ദ പ്രോബ്ലം ദെയർ. ഇഫ് യു ടേക്ക് ദ യൂണിറ്റ് ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് ആസ് 1, ദ ഗ്രാഫ് സൈസ് ഈസ് ലാർജ്. ഗ്രാഫിൻ്റെ സൈസ് ചിലപ്പോൾ എന്താവാം? ലാർജ് ആവാം. Okay, if you take the unit distance are higher, the graph size is small. Unit distance വലുതെടുക്കുന്നതോറും ഗ്രാഫിൻ്റെ സൈസ് എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? കുറയും. Okay, so here we need to mark 1 to 21. So here we choose the unit distance as 2. എത്രയാണ് എടുക്കുന്നത്? 2. Then 2 the first number, the second number is 4. Then here also you must take the equal distance. That means 1 centimeter. If you mark the first number 1 centimeter distance, then keep 1 centimeter in all the cases. Okay, then 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, 16, 18, then 20, 22. 22 is enough to mark 21. Correct. So next we marking the frequencies, class and frequencies as like where we starting. The first start is class is starting 0 and end to 10. Okay, then the bar is starting from 0 and end to 10. Then frequency is 2. So we start from 0 like this. Okay, 0. Then we draw the graph to 2. Then 2 to, okay, the graph is, the bar is end to 10. Clear? The next class is starting from 10 and end to 20. Okay, so where we start? We start from 10 and end to 20. The frequency is 10. So the 10 is here. Then we just write. Okay, we draw the graph, and from 10 is the frequency. So and end it to 20. Okay, 20. Then the next 20 to 30, the frequency is 21. 21 is the middle of 22 and 20. Correct. Then the class is starting from here. It's a 21. Suppose these are 21. The next 21 to 30. Correct. 30. The next 30 to 40. 30 to 40 is 19. Okay, 19. Then the next one is like this to 19. Then the 19 is here. Then the same line we starting like this, 19. Then just drawing. Then what is next? We end it to 40. End it to 40. Okay, then what is next? Then 40 to 57. 40 to 57. 7 is in the middle of 6 and 8. Then we just drawing the graph. Then is to 50. End it to 50. The next last one 60 to 50 to 61. Then 1 is in between 0 to 2. Correct. 0 to 2. So this is the representation, is the histogram of this frequency. Then what is given? This one is based on what is this? The class. What are given here? That one we write here. Okay, here is given the class. So the class is an age. Then we write here age. Is a mark. Then we write here mark. Okay. Then here is class. This one is frequency. So what is given here? That one we write here. Okay. Then frequency. And after you must write what is the unit. 1 unit is equal to, here this is frequency. Correct. So 2 frequency. Is a number of students, you write 1 unit is equal to 2 number of students, 2 students. Okay, 2 students. Is a person, 2 person, like that. Don't forget to write this one. Okay, it's an idea to write the histogram. Then what is the difference of this and a single bar graph or a double bar graph? Here we not have any gap between the bar. അല്ലേ, ഓരോ ബാറിൻ്റെ ഇടയിലും എന്തില്ല, ഗ്യാപ്പ് ഇല്ല. Correct? There is no gap between the each bar. They are joined together. Difference of bar graph and histogram. That is the difference of bar graph and histogram. In histogram, we not have any gap in between the bars. This also a bar graph to represent the grouped frequency. Clear? I think you got the idea about the frequency table. That means histogram. Okay. Then don't forget to take the equal distance in the x-axis and y-axis also. Clear? We're discussing one more example for to represent the histogram. Okay. Then the question is like this: draw the histogram of the following. Here is given the ages of teachers. Okay, the teachers in a school, and given the ages. The ages like this: 20 to 25 4%, 25 to 35, 30 to 35 6, 35 to 43, 40 to 45 2, 45 to 55. So okay, then we know how to represent the given data, given information in the form of a graph, correct? Then we draw the two axes x and y, and we represented the 0 in the origin, the meeting point of x and y axis. Then after we know how to mark the numbers, correct? How to mark? We mark the ages, the class on x-axis and the frequencies, the numbers on the y-axis. We know one more thing, the ages, there is no change to mark the ages in the x-axis, correct? There is no changes to mark the classes in x-axis. What are given, we mark directly from that. Then the first number to 20 and the last number is 50. We mark up to 20 to 50. The class size is 5. Then each 5 distance we mark the numbers 20 to 50. So we starting here. First number is 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Correct? 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So I told you in the last example, we need to take the equal distance between each point. Okay. So here we need to take the frequency. For that we need to take the unit distance. Correct. Then for that we first find out which one is the least number. The least number is 2 and the highest number is 6. So it's very easily is possible to take as the unit distance as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we need to up to only for 7. Then there also we take the equal distance for to mark the numbers, and the unit distance as 1. The unit distance, 1 unit representing 1 teacher. Yes, how do we draw the bar graph, means histogram? The first graph we starting from 20 and ended to 25, correct? So the graph is starting not the 0, we starting from where? 20. Then this one is compulsory to write, okay, the 0. Then we starting 20, then 20 to 25. We use the scale, and 20 to 25 the frequency is 4. Then we starting to 20. Yes, 20 and 25. Okay, the next one is 25 to 30, the frequency is 5. Then 25 to 5, 25 to 30, frequency is 5. So we keep the same line and we draw and the frequency is 5 and end it to 30. Then what is next? What is next? Next is 30 to 35, frequency is 6. Okay, as like by use the scale you must draw. I am drawing by simply now. Then 6, 30 to 35, 6. Then 6 is here, we just drawing 6. Draw like this by use free hand, use the scale and to draw the bar. Okay, then 6, then 35 to 40, the frequency is 3. Then 40 to 45, the frequency is 2. The last one, what is the frequency of 45 to 50? 45 to 50 is 5. Then the same 5. Okay, as like we just represent the graph. I told you don't draw by hand, use the ruler scale for to draw the bar. Okay, then what is next? Then what is representing this x-axis? Is representing on the x-axis ages. Then we write here ages. Okay? And what is this? This is a number of teachers. Correct. Then what is next? Then 1 unit represent how many teacher? 1 unit represent 1 teacher. Then we write 1 unit is equal to 1 teacher. 1 unit is equal to 1 teacher. Then here is very clear, in between 0 to 20 we not have any classes, we not mark any number there. Correct. So if we not have any numbers in between 0 to 20, for representing that we use the line like this. Yes. Okay, then here, okay, what is we drawing like this. Okay, just we starting. Then this one is called jagged line. Jagged line. Okay, this line is called jagged line. What is the meaning of jagged line? The jagged line to use to show, the jagged line is used to show there is no number, there is no class in between this. ഈ രണ്ടിൻ്റെയും ഇടയിൽ ക്ലാസ് ഇല്ല അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്പർ നമ്മൾ മാർക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല എന്ന് കാണിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ലൈനാണ് ഏത്? ജാഗഡ് ലൈൻ. This line is called jagged line. Jagged line shows only this much. There is no numbers in between that. Clear? I think you got the idea what is the name of this type of line. This line is called jagged line. Here also we not have any gap in between the bars. Then what is the difference? Here we not starting from 0, we starting from 20.